after I just got done taking the Browns to the Super Bowl, Rob and I will be doing 5 Steelers bowl predictions for the 2019 NFL season, man. Let's get into it.
Guys, SteelTwins back at you with another video.
Yeah, man. So as we just said in the opening, 5 Steelers bowl predictions for the 2019 NFL season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's get right into it, man. We're gonna start with one that really isn't the boldest, but you know, many people might be underestimating this guy just because of the rookies that were drafted in front of him and the people that could be listed ahead of him in this category. Devin Bush wins NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Again, not really the boldest. Some people may say, hey, you know, that's definitely going to happen, which I'm going to not disagree with you. But you could put Quentin Williams up there, Nick Bosa, Cleveland Farrell maybe, Josh Allen.
Devin White.
Montez Sweat. So, yeah, like I said, Devin White, maybe Byron Murphy, maybe Greedy Williams if he breaks out, maybe, you know, whoever, man. So, you know, there's many guys ahead of Devin Bush that has the possibility of winning NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. So he could be completely considered behind all those guys. So he might be slept on that category. Excuse me. But honestly, man, I'm just too excited to see Devin Bush in action, man. Training camp started today and everything, man. So, or it didn't really start today. People reported it starts tomorrow, Friday, which is just exciting to think about. Football is officially back.
Yeah, it really is.
Football is officially back. No more waiting. Of course, we got to wait for the games and everything, but the players, everything is back in action, man. We are ready to go. It's the start to a new, hopefully, better season.
Yeah, let's start to Stairway to 7 once again.
Absolutely, man. So, and with Devin Bush, man, one of the more exciting players to watch out for in camp and this season with so much potential, and us hopefully finally finding the substitute. I want to say substitute because I'm still hopeful he comes back.
Right,
the substitute for Ryan Shazier. I don't want to necessarily say replacement because he's obviously very optimistic about coming back, as are we, as should everyone.
Absolutely.
You know, you can say you hope he retires so that he doesn't further any injury or anything, which I am part of that category. I'm part of that group. But I'm not going to stop the guy from wanting to come back. I'm not going to stop
from achieving his dream. Even the doctors that diagnosed him saying that he may not be able to walk again have said that he could very well potentially play if he continues to progress very well.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna shut him down on his dream, man. I'm very optimistic about it, man. I really hope it happens. What an incredible story that would be, man. So hope it happens. But as for Devin Bush, he wins NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. I can totally see it. Dude is gonna be a monster. Dude is gonna be fun to watch. And you know, with everything he brings to the table at the inside linebacker position, with his speed, his coverage ability, his run support, his attitude, his old school Steelers linebacker mentality where he just doesn't give a shit.
He's always showing signs of leadership in practice,
absolutely,
which is excellent to see because we do need some more leaders on the defensive side of the football.
Absolutely, because outside of Hayward and Hayden, you know, we ain't got shit leader-wise. So, and of course, you can put T.J. Watt up there and everything, but still, Hayward is that leader on the complete defense. But we could use another guy to pump up the defense to just energize and add some adrenaline to this weak defense, man. I mean, I don't want to say weak, but in terms of takeaways and turnovers and consistency, we need some adrenaline in there.
Yeah, seriously.
We need something to pump it up. That is Devin Bush, man.
And the addition of Devin Bush at the inside linebacker position alone could really benefit this defense.
Exactly, man. I'm too excited to see him in action, man. So it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be very interesting to watch, and preseason can't come sooner, man, because Devin Bush is going to be one of those guys where he's just going to keep a close eye on to see what he can bring, what, you know, he could transit into the big season, man. So it's going to be interesting.
Absolutely. All right, number 2. Benny Snell leads the Pittsburgh Steelers in rushing touchdowns.
Yes. Another rookie getting pretty much high praise from us. I can see it. I can really see it, and I feel like this is very bold because we all know James Conner can be that power back at goal line and everything. He can be that third down, you know, just, you know, gain that quick yardage guy, you know, and everything. You know, he's just the ultimate power back. However, don't sleep on Benny Snell, man. And with the rumors of the Steelers possibly bringing a running back by committee into the offense, which I hope happens, we can see a lot of Conner and Samuels and, of course, Benny Snell, man. And I honestly would love to see Conner and Snell just split reps at goal line and everything, you know, splitting for touchdowns and shit, you know. As for just completely on the field and everything, you know, Samuels has the versatility to be that extra receiver if we need him to be.
Well, of course.
Well,
Samuels is very versatile in himself.
Right, but we still have the 1-2 punch with Snell and Connor, man. So I would love to see a running back by committee return to the Steelers offense, hopefully with much more benefit and much more success. Only issue is that Tomlin is not one of those guys that, doesn't really split reps with the running back. He's more of a guy that just runs running backs into the ground until they can't go anymore. So I'm hoping Colbert can convince Tomlin to, kind of, what's the term? Change or separate from his usual shit,
Right, of course. And not only Colbert, but Fichtner as well, since he is our offensive coordinator.
Absolutely. So.
And the one thing that really hurt us last year was Ben always passing the ball, because Fichtner always had so much faith in Ben passing the ball.
Right.
We were nice at running the ball, but we weren't consistent with it.
Yeah.
Which really frustrated the heck out of all Steelers fans.
Yeah, because we all know, and we've said it countless times, what was one of the main reasons, one of the main forces why we were on that 6-game win streak, and that was running the ball. Now, of course, I'm not going to stop Ben from passing the ball. He is one of the more trustworthy quarterbacks in the league, and he showed he still has a lot in the tank by throwing the ball 65, 70, 75% of the time.
Well, of course. But it'd be nice to take pressure off of Ben and utilize a rushing game, especially with the running back core that we have right now.
Exactly, man.
Connor, Samuels, and Snell.
Exactly. With that much youth, that much nastiness, that much, hungriness, man, that they just add to the rushing game, man, that we need to maintain some balance in the offense. That was one of the issues we had with Todd Haley, was not really maintaining balance with the offense. And with Fichtner, I'm not going to shit on him. This is his first year as a full offensive coordinator, so hopefully coming into his second year, he's a little bit more balanced, a little bit more marinated, and, he can get working on the offensive schemes a little bit better.
Well, of course.
So.
And when it comes to Benny Snell leading the Steelers in rushing touchdowns, it is very possible.
Yeah.
Because last year, like you said, Tomlin's known for always running the running back into the ground, and that's one of the reasons why Connor got hurt.
Possibly, yes.
And so a rookie fifth rounder, Jalen Samuels, had to step in, and he did wonderful.
Yeah.
But now that you got another young buck and Benny Snell, that when it comes to the goal line plays, you don't always need Connor in there. It'd be nice to have him in there every once in a while, but you got a young bull in Benny Snell who's just hungry and very fired up when it comes to being on the field.
Exactly.
And how he did in Kentucky, that could really benefit us, when it comes to the running game.
Absolutely.
And for the games as well.
And that's why we need to split reps with these running backs, man. It would just be so much better for this offense, man. A little bit more fresh. Keep everyone just more relaxed and more energetic, a little bit more refreshed, a little bit more
healthy.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that would be very nice, and with that possibly happening, man, I can see Benny Snell being a great goal line back for us, man. And if he leads us in rushing touchdowns, very possible, man.
It is.
So yeah. Now, this one is interesting. This is another guy we're incredibly high on and incredibly excited to watch in camp. And one guy that has a big year coming up is, of course, Bud Dupree. I think guys know where we're going with this. Bud Dupree, we all know, has shown some flashes of being the first-round pick that he was supposed to be, but also inconsistent. Very inconsistent.
He just could never get the job done.
Yeah.
He could always get there, but he could never finish.
Yeah, and he has all the tools, man. He has everything you could want in an outside linebacker. Speed, height, nastiness, handwork, quick off the edge. He could work on his muscle and bulkness a little bit,
right.
but Bud Dupree has most of the tools, man. It's like you say, he just can't get the job done, man. So if he gets injured or if he just continues with his inconsistent, underwhelming play, then I could see Ola Sukami-Adeni eventually coming in for Bud Dupree and finishing second on the team in sacks, of course, behind possibly TJ Watt, and ahead of Cameron Hayward. That might be a little bit too high on Ola Adeni, but this guy is showing, many sparks of being possibly the next James Harrison, man, and it's so weird, so kind of ironic because it's the same fucking route. James Harrison went undrafted and was signed by the Steelers, and all it took was one chance, and look what he did. Probably one of the more exciting, more dominant, more unmatched outside linebackers in the last decade.
Yeah, really.
Seriously.
Guy coming undrafted, got several opportunities. When he finally got his chance, he fucking broke out.
Yeah, and all it takes for Ola is one chance, man. If Bud Dupree doesn't step up, it's very possible. Now, the only issue, Bud Dupree is making $9.2 million this year. So,
which is very, very
overpaid.
Yes.
Now,
Thank you.
because of that, he might not get benched at all. But, again, that's why I bring up the option, what if he gets injured? But the thing is, because he's getting paid, if Ola breaks out, they might put him back in just because of how much they're paying him. So, I don't know, man. But I think Ola Adeniyi is a massive sleeper. He's one guy, like I said, that we're really looking forward to in camp to see how he works out and works in special teams and possibly move up to possibly the number 3 outside linebacker spot, you know.
On the depth chart, really, because what he did last year in training camp and preseason, he really surprised a lot of us.
Yeah.
And I would really like to see more of that this preseason, training camp, and this regular season.
Absolutely, because, you know, with a year to marinate, with a year under his belt to learn the playbook and work on his craft and everything.
And get better.
He could be a much scarier,
more dominant defensive player for the Steelers.
Exactly.
If he's given the chance.
Exactly. Of course, he's going to get his feet wet in special teams, which is great for him. That's where Harrison got his feet wet. And then, like I said, all it took was one chance, and boom. I'm not saying he's going to be like the next James Harrison, but it's so similar, so identical. It's like looking into a mirror, man. It's crazy.
It really is.
James Harrison left, and we possibly have the next James Harrison. Who knows, man? It's just, again, we're not saying he's going to be the next James Harrison, but everything, all the titles, all the events are just so similar. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, him
but,
coming undrafted, picked up by the Steelers, wearing 92.
Exactly.
And if he's given that opportunity, if he breaks out, it could very well be similar to what James Harrison did.
Absolutely. So,
and I would absolutely love that.
Yeah, that might be all wishful thinking, but we'll see what happens, man. Do not sleep on Ola Adeniyi, man. He's one of the biggest sleepers on this team, man. Very excited to see what he does, and if he comes in, hopefully he breaks out, man.
Absolutely.
He's that big sleeper.
Now, number 4. Last year, the Steelers' defense was god-awful.
Outside of the rushing and pass rush, of course.
But when it came to the secondary, it was a fucking abomination.
It was very inconsistent, honestly.
Besides Joe Hayden.
Yeah, but I mean, Artie Burns, fuck. Kylie Sensabaugh, fuck. Sean Davis, Terrell Edmunds, he was a rookie.
And he wasn't supposed to start, and Morgan Burnett was injured, looking up for the ball that was literally right in front of him.
Yeah.
But now that we got some new and fresh additions to the team, and the fact that our players got better, more healthy, and have experience now, I can absolutely see this happening.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Steelers defense gets 15 to 20 interceptions on the year.
Now, that is a massive upgrade from 8 last year.
Which was absolutely one of the worst in the NFL.
Yeah, 8.
That's bad.
The Steelers are a defensive fucking team. They're known to be a defensive team. And they only eclipse 8 picks.
That's
criminal.
Like I said, I have no words for it. It's just fucking awful.
Yeah, but like you said, look at the additions we made. Look at the players that are going to be coming in, again, more healthy, a little bit more freshened up, you know, with a year with a few extra years under the belt. Guys like Mike Hilton. You know, we all know what Joe Hayden can do. Hopefully we get him a contract extension ASAP. Steven Nelson, he was like one of the more targeted corners last year and still put up a positive number. And he didn't really have shit in fucking Kansas City.
Exactly.
Eric Berry was out all year. I don't know who the fuck they had at safety last year. I don't know who the hell they had opposite
he was literally a diamond in the rough in that god-awful Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
He eclipsed 4 picks last year, which was half of what the Steelers' entire defense got.
Exactly.
So that's a bright spot in itself for the Steelers' defense.
Absolutely. And you put him opposite Joe Hayden with a nice slot guy like Mike Hilton and everything. With Sean Davis, who I'm not really high on, but, you know, with a few years on his belt, he could be a little bit more decent. Terrell Edmunds, who we're high on, could come in and potentially break out and everything. So he has a lot of help. And with that defensive line and that pass rush and the inside linebacker core,
with the
working real nice.
With the addition of Devin Bush and Mark Barron, who's, in my opinion, is a better linebacker than Morgan Burnett ever was.
Absolutely. So it's very possible. Hopefully this defense, you know, we're very high on these defenses here. I mean, we all know what the Steelers pass rush and defensive line can do. They have been one of the more exciting, one of the best pass rushers in the league for years. We know this.
Throughout the past 5 years, we've been one of the teams to lead the entire NFL in sacks.
Yeah.
When it came to turnovers, though, one of the worst.
Yeah, our secondary was just the massive downside. And, I mean, when you had guys like, you know, Artie Burns, Ross Cockrell, fucking Antoine Blake, Cortez Allen. Oh, my Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
And then Mike Mitchell.
Yeah, don't
Will
even get me started.
Allen. The fuck is wrong with you? Really? Wow. Looking back at it, Jesus Christ, that was a shame.
Compared to what our defense used to be.
Right. But now,
goddamn.
now look at it now, man. It's much more positive. Hopefully, this defense has a big year, shuts a lot of people up, and we finished 6th last year, even with that horrendous secondary. With our secondary, again, if it stays healthy, with our secondary upgraded, a little bit more chemistry thrown in there, it could be very exciting, man. Could finish top 5 possibly.
Absolutely,
So,
I definitely think that. And turnovers is a big key to winning football games. And you know the old saying, defense wins championships.
Absolutely.
If the defense can step up, play better, we got a shot.
And stay healthy, of course. So
We got a shot. The only thing that worries me is that Keith Butler is still our defensive coordinator.
Yes. And I'm not looking forward. Hopefully he stays away from the linebackers on receiver shit because that shit fucking hurt. You do not put John Bostic or Vince Williams on who was his name? Chargers receiver.
Keenan Allen.
Thank you, Keenan Allen.
They even did it with Michael Thomas.
Yeah, like, really, Michael Thomas? Really? You're gonna put Vince Williams
you're
on Michael Thomas?
You're asking to lose.
Now with Devin Bush, he's a little bit more trustworthy, but you still don't put linebackers on receivers. That never fucking works.
Ever.
I don't care if you're Ryan Shazier. I don't care if you're Luke Kuechly. I don't care if you're fucking Ray Lewis. That shit ain't never gonna work. Wide receivers are just mismatches compared to that shit, man.
They really are. With the additions on this defense.
And that's what Mark Barron. But that's what Mark Barron could be for.
Absolutely.
And Mike Hilton and Joe Hayden and Steven Nelson. So shit like that.
I can definitely see this defense step up. That is if they can stay healthy and Keith Butler can
step up
and call the right plays.
However, I still want Keith Butler to fucking go because he still sucks.
If he can't do anything, he's got to go.
Right.
But nonetheless, defense stepping up, I can absolutely see it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it does happen.
Absolutely. So now the biggest bold prediction that I think any Steelers fan can come up with, and the reason why I say this is because he has never been considered for this award, and probably never will. He might never even win it. Who knows? But Ben Roethlisberger wins NFL 2019 NFL MVP. Bitch.
Yeah, we said it. Well, he said it, but
yeah,
I'll say it too. Ben Roethlisberger wins 2019 NFL MVP.
I don't know why he wasn't a favorite last year. I mean, I understand Patrick Mahomes definitely had more stats than him in terms of touchdowns. And, of course, Pat Mahomes was clearly the inevitable MVP outside of Drew Brees and everything, but I don't know why Ben wasn't considered that. He led the league in passing yards. He had 2,000-yard wide receivers, put up a great amount of touchdowns. His interceptions was a little questionable.
I believe he led the league in interceptions, but that's because of one certain motherfucker wanting the damn ball all the time.
Yeah, who shall not be named, by the way.
Yeah,
but
we will not say him.
But, Ben Roethlisberger, man, look at the targets he has this year. Sure, we lost. He shall not be named. But, we're going to be fine, man. Like, if you think that losing Bell and Hero shall not be named is going to hurt this fucking team, you're fucking dumb. James Conner, what the fuck did he do last year? Not knowing he would start. Almost 1,000 fucking. He would have had 1,000 yards if he didn't if he didn't get hurt. Juju Smith-Schuster. Granted, it was because, I will say he did have help from he who shall not be named. But, with the receivers that we have and the way we develop receivers and the addition of Dante Moncrief, who's very underrated and didn't really have no fucking trustworthy quarterback his entire goddamn career, opposite of Juju, that could split that could open a door for Juju or Moncrief or Washington or Deontay Johnson or Ryan Switcher or Eli Rogers or Vance McDonald.
You look at the targets that Ben Roethlisberger has this year.
Compared to what we had a few years back, he shall not be named. Montavis Bryant, Sammy Coates, Kobe Hamilton, who else? DeMarcus Ayers, who I considered a sleeper at the time, but who else do we have? Nobody's. Guys who aren't going to make the team this year. Guys who are pretty much out of this league. Kobe Hamilton, gone. Bryant, he's still trying to get reinstated. Sammy Coates. Who?
Marcus Wayne, he retired. But you look at the team right now.
You look at the receivers we have now. Juju Smith-Schuster, Dante Moncrief, Deontay Johnson, James Washington, who I'm hoping has a big fucking year, man. People are saying he's going to be the next lineman Swede. How can you say that after 1 year? Plaxico Burress didn't do shit in his first year, and he was, the 6th overall pick? And then you had Hines Ward, didn't do shit.
Didn't do shit for his first 2 or 3 years. Look what happened to him.
Granted, he didn't really have much of a consistent quarterback, but still.
Still turned out to be one of the greatest receivers of all time.
Probably the best Steelers receiver of all time.
So not every receiver is going to break out their first year. They're not going to do what Juju did.
Yeah.
Not every receiver is going to do that. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes they need to marinate.
Yeah.
That could very well be the case for James Washington, and I'm hoping that is.
Yes. I mean, but going back to our point, man, just look at the receivers we have and the depth, man. Ryan Switzer, Eli Rogers, both versatile. Deontay Johnson, who can play in and out, man, who was looking very promising in minicamp. And I'm looking very forward to see what he does in preseason, man. So, look at the receivers we have. And Vince McDonald, who broke out last year. And if he can stay healthy, holy shit.
Yeah, tell me about it. And may I remind you, Ben still has a great offensive line.
And a rushing game. And don't forget, Jalen Samuels is versatile.
You look at the targets and everybody that's surrounding him on the offense, Ben can be in consideration this year.
Absolutely. And he led the league in passing yards last year, which proved that he still has a ton in the fucking tank. And he don't have receivers that are going to say, oh, I'm over here. Oh, I'm over here. There's 3 guys right here, but I'm over here. Ben will be fine. We'll be fine. Do you realize, let me ask you, where's Mike Wallace now?
I don't even know what team he's on.
When he won that big-ass contract, what the fuck did he do with it? Nada. Where is Marcus Wheaton? Gone.
Retired.
Where is Bryant? Trying to get reinstated, but I don't know. A guy like him, can you trust him? But still, I mean, look at the receivers Ben has had compared to where they are now. At least most of them. Even Holmes. Poor Holmes. But he was a dumbass. So I can't really feel sympathetic for him because it's kind of his fault.
Yeah.
But look what Holmes did after he left Pittsburgh, man. He had the makings to be the original He Who Shall Not Be Named. Everything, man. It was so similar. Route running, catching ability, speed, size, return ability. He was so identical. And what happened to him? Poor Holmes.
Didn't do shit for the Jets. Not with the Bears. And every time Ben gets older, he just gets better. It's a known fact.
I don't know how it works with Ben. He's just a fucking magician. Like you said, Houdini. He's not only known for escaping, he just gets better. It's crazy. Ben is fucking crazy, man. Ben could have a big year, and he could win NFL MVP, man.
I can see it.
Now, if we continue to rush the ball, he may not get as many chances, but who knows, man. We'll see what happens with his offense. We'll see how much balance we have, but don't sleep on Ben to be a possible favorite this year. So let us know what you guys think down below, man. That is 5 bold predictions for the Pittsburgh Steelers 2019 season, but that is not all. So if you guys are interested in seeing 5 more bold predictions for the 2019 Pittsburgh Steelers season, you guys can go to SteelYinjers.com and go read Bob's article, which he put 5 bold predictions for the Steelers, 5 predictions I think are much better than the predictions that we just spoke here, and possibly a little bit more realistic. But you guys can go to SteelYinjers.com. You guys may remember Steel Yinjers from last year. Us, Bob and I, and of course Justin Ostott, aka known as Just Blaze 412, did launch a Steelers website called SteelYinjers.com. But because of personal issues, we were not able to continue it. But however, that has changed. Everything is resolved, man. And now we are trying to relaunch it once again. And we already have a few articles up, as you guys can see right now, man. So, and of course, go ahead and follow them. Go ahead and follow it on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at Steel Yinjers and everything for exciting content coming up this entire football season about the Steelers and everything. You guys can also expect mock drafts during the NFL offseason and all that stuff. You guys can expect so much content, so much original content coming up this football season involving the Pittsburgh Steelers on SteelYinjers.com, man. I would suggest you guys check it out. Of course, completely optional for you guys to do so, but, you know, it would be very cool if you guys did and everything. So, something that us and Justin Ostott are trying to create and trying to build and everything, you know, just a fun Steelers website that, you know, kind of like a hobby and everything. So, kind of like how we do it on this channel. This is a hobby, but now we're trying to establish that into a website and everything.
Right.
And just continue the hobby. And it's just something we love to do, man. Talk Steelers football, man. Seriously. So, but if you guys are interested in that, man, of course, Steelers.com. 5 bold predictions that Bob himself here wrote and everything. So,
you go check it out, guys.
Yeah, seriously, man. So other than that, man, hope you guys enjoy. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below. If you guys have any bold predictions, go ahead and put them down below and everything. Love to hear from you guys. Your opinions are always very interesting, very different, very, 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 you know, exciting, honestly, man. So hope you guys enjoy. Give us your guys' thoughts and predictions down below, man. See you guys in the next one.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!